Story. Once upon a time, there was a girl who left Britain for America. I'm sure you are wondering why and how that happened. But here is the story. I went to Obafemi Awolowo University. I studied English language and education. After school, I went back to Ibadan. And I was just looking for something to do because I'm like, I think I kind of like figured out that they would not mobilize us on time. So I started looking for work. I thought some of like the people I knew. So in my area, there's this British school that since when I was in I think when I was like in my final year, I saw them, like they will put like the banner, they will say, oh, starting soon, whatever. So like since then, I've always been saying, oh, I really want to work in this school. So I saw that this British school was open. So I'm like, you know what? Let me submit my resume. So I submitted my resume. And the day I finally got called for the interview, oh my God, I was so excited. It was like I won a lottery to go to the US. I was so excited. I was like, even though I had not yet, gone through the whole process, but I was still super excited because I was like, it just felt like my dream was finally coming true. Because for me, I just felt like that was a big school. In fact, when I was submitting my resume, I'm just like, let me just try, because I always have this notion that try and get a rejection than not try at all. Because I just felt like it's been a big school, they might ask me for my NYSC certificate. So anyways, yeah, before we move on to the story, there's something I really want to show you all. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can see that, but it's this, I've been wearing this since they sent it to me in, what was last month? We are currently in June. In May, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, I've been wearing it since when they sent it to me in May, which was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I baked with it, but it's just so surprising that it didn't bleach. I mean, they said it's not gonna tarnish, but it did not bleach, as in it did not tarnish so far. And it's so cute. Like, I'm going to put the unboxing video just by the side. It's so cute. Like, literally they reached out to me and then they were like, oh, we want to send you some non-tarnished anklets. And I was like, okay, just do your thing. And the funny thing, when they sent it to me, they sent it with my initial. I was like, yeah, this is a brand that is observant. I didn't even tell them, they didn't even tell me to choose, they just sent it. So they sent me two. I've been wearing this one. I didn't wear the one with the initial because I just wanted that one to be like a special occasion thing. But I've been wearing this one. I'm coming. You know what? Let me just see if I can get the one with the initial so that I show you. Look at. Oh my God. I have seen beauty before, but this is a discovery. And look at, it's literally still the same color. Like, bro, I can't lift my leg, but yeah. And I'm just like, this is just so cute. The fact that they got my initial without even asking me for it is mwah. It did not tarnish. Like I said, I've been wearing it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I can't really remember when they sent it to me, but when they sent it to me, I opened it and I started wearing it because I just wanted to be able to give like the right and absolute review. And trust me, they did not pay me for this. They only sent it to me. They did not pay. This is an unpaid review. So if you like wearing anklets like me, then I would say run. Like, don't walk, run and go and buy yours. Because yeah, like I said, it did not tarnish. Because like every other ones that I wear, they end up getting tarnished within like a week and I have to remove them. But like I said, I've worn this for like a week plus, more than a week, if not up to 3 weeks already. And it did not tarnish. I baked with it, I do everything with it, and it did not tarnish. So yeah, anyways, let's go back to the story. So the day of the interview came. I went for the interview. I met people, they kept us in like a room. I met people. Some people said they were NCE. Me, I was like, oh, I have a bachelor's degree, just that I've not yet gone for service. And I also met some master's degree. Like one guy came, he had like a whole ass master's degree. So, we did we did exam. Then we were told to come back. And then the day we came back, we were meeting with the owner of the school, the person that owns the British school. So it was like individual one-on-one interview. So she called me in I introduced myself. I introduced, like the course I studied, English language. She asked for my NYSC certificate. I told her that I had not yet gone for service. She asked me when I thought I'll be going for service, and I told her that honestly, OAU does not mobilize us on time, so it's probably going to be later in 2018. This was in 2017. It's probably going to be later in 2017. So she was like, you know what, I like you. I really want young people. Like, it was even more like an interaction. She was like, oh, I like you. I want younger people. I honestly don't want to work with, like bigger. Honestly don't want to work with, big, older adults. I like the fact that you all are young, you are hustling. So we're just having that conversation. So she was like, you know what, I like you, I'm going to employ you. I was like, oh, I was so happy. I was like, thank God, finally. So we got to the salary part, and she was like, oh, because I do not have NYSC certificate, she will pay me 25K. But, even when I want to serve, because that was the plan, I was like, okay, maybe I will just serve there. Then that will be my PPA. When I'm done with service, maybe I will just, stay there and stick to it, because she was like, oh, part time, she used to increase people's salary, blah, 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 blah. And then the good thing is that school ends by 1. And then there's after school club, because, she's trying to, it's a British school. So she's trying to, incorporate the British curriculum such that after school, they have something called the after school club, which is from 1 to 4. And it's not lesson, it's just like teaching skills. She asked me if I had like another skill. Yes, I told her, yeah, I'm good with, like sewing, handcraft, and all of those. So she was like, yeah, I could teach people that subscribe to that. And then at the end of the term, or at the end of the month, that was what she said, because they pay per month. At the end of the month, she would divide the money and give it to, per number of classes you teach, or per number of students that come to your class. So I was like, okay, that's a way for me to, make extra money aside from the 25,000. So honestly, it was like a good thing for me, because like I said, I had another job that was paying me, but I just wanted something to fill my morning with, because if you know me, I don't like to be idle. Like I've always been a popping babe. Anyway, so I agreed to that, and then when we resumed, then we were supposed to resume. And I'm going to tell you that when we resume, everything this woman promised us, it was the direct opposite of it. It was the direct opposite of it. So that day she gave me like a whole book about British curriculum. I should go and read it. Now the problem and why I left was that it started getting to a point that she was too greedy. That was just it. That was just the direct explanation for what was going on. First of all, and I actually learned a lot from that experience, because as someone that also wants to own a school in the future, I learned a lot from that experience. The first thing I learned is that when you own a school, even though you cannot subtract your emotions from how you would deal with the school, hire a school administrator. Does that make any sense? So that was like the most important lesson I learned. So anyways, we're supposed to be resuming school at 6:30 or 7. I can't really remember. Like I said, it's been 2017. We're supposed to resume school at 6:30. So most of the time I don't eat. And then she garnished, oh, there's refrigerator, there's microwave, and there's this, and then there's that. And then we have 2 lunch break. So during the lunch break, I try to eat. I'll microwave my food. I'll carry my food to school. I'll microwave my food and I will eat. Then she started complaining that we should not be eating during the 12, is it 11 a.m. lunch break. We should be eating after school ends at 1. Auntie, for where? Who brought up that law? We are on break. We are not doing anything. You don't want us to eat. So when she told us, because she told some other teachers as well, one of us was pregnant. So that one was like, ma'am, I cannot not eat. I am pregnant. My baby needs to feed. I leave the house very early. I am pregnant. My baby needs to feed. How would you tell me not to eat until 1? So when she saw that we did not listen to her, she took the microwave away and she took the refrigerator away. I'm like, tell me pettiness in human being. Like, tell me somebody that is petty without telling me somebody that is petty. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing was that she did not even respect, like she didn't respect us. Today she will say this is the way things are done. Tomorrow she will come, like today now, if for instance we are doing A, she will say, oh, the way to do it is B. Tomorrow again, she will come back and say the way to do it is A. So it just felt like she was so confused about the whole thing. The main reason why I left is because it was October, right? I know the October 1 public holiday. So she told us to come for a meeting because it's British, for a meeting. And everybody was like, oh, they are busy, they already have plans. She told us the week, I think that October 1 was on Monday. So she told us the weekend before that, oh, we should come for the meeting on Monday. So people were like, oh, they already have plans, it's a public holiday, they want to use that one to rest. So none of us showed up. And me then, I used the opportunity to go to OAU to do my clearance, right? So none of us showed up. So when it was time for her to pay the October salary, guess what? And they also had midterm too. I remember they also had midterm to like close to the end of October. When it was time for her to pay October salary, guess what? She deducted the October one, deducted the midterm out of the 25K. And I think the amount she paid me was like 18,000. So me, I was even confused because I didn't even know what was going on. I was confused. Then I went to her office. I was like, hello, ma'am. I got an alert. This was like weekend. We got the alert on the weekend. So I went on Monday. I was like, hello, ma'am. I got alert that, that I got alert of 18K and I don't understand what that meant. And she was like, yeah, in Britain, they pay per rota. So that's what I'm also doing. Like, as you know, it's a British school. So, we are paying per rota. Madam, speak the English, I understand. Which one is paying per rota? So she was like, yeah, we are paying per hour. We are doing this. And if you know me, I used to fight for my rights. That is something that I think that I'm working on. If something doesn't sit well with me, or if you try to cheat me or cheat somebody I know, I will speak up for them. That's something about me. So I was like, ma'am, what do you mean you want to start paying per rota? Like, first of all, this is 25,000. It's not a lot of money. If you want to go by British curriculum, it's good money. Which one is you're removing public holiday? So she calculated it per 25,000 divided by the working day. Then she now divided it by hour. So she removed the days that we didn't work, which was October 1 and the midterm. And I was like, auntie, things are not done this way. So I was very angry and I was like, okay, since you pay per rota, can you calculate, because this was now already in November, I was like, can you calculate the number of times that I've worked? I am not working again, because that was just so annoying. And she was angry. She was like, I spoke to her rudely, whatever. I just collected my money. I left the school premises because that was just so annoying. And another thing now that I remember, because I remember I was talking about the after school club thing. She did not pay us. October was like, okay, what about the after school club, whatever. She did not pay. And you know what? Like, then these students were paying 120 ordinary school fees. The after school whatever wasn't even part of it. It was just school fees. 120,000 because it was a big school. Then after the after school club, we still have a routine. If you are the one on roster, you will wait till they pick the last person. And the last person usually goes home by 7. You will wait till 7. From 7 to 7, that's 12 hours. And at the end of the month, you're not paying me 18,000. You are not paying me 18,000. Like, is that even fair? When we literally agree 25,000, you're not telling me that, okay, because you had midterm, because we had public holiday. Is it my fault? Is it my business? Public holiday, they said sit at home and enjoy yourself. But you want to use my public holiday, you want to use my midterm or what? What am I supposed to be doing? Anyway, that was it. I thought I wasn't interested again because it just felt like she was using us. Like, you need us. I need you because I need the money, but you also need us for your school to survive. So yeah, eventually I left because I'm like, I ain't gonna do that shit. So I left, and honestly, that kind of like changed my perspective towards teaching in Nigeria. And that day, I concluded in my mind that I would never, ever teach in Nigeria again. And thankfully, that did not happen until I came to the US. So yeah, so I left the British. So British curriculum was the last place the British school was the last place I taught before I finally moved to the US. Because for my NYSC, I didn't teach. I worked in the federal ministry, so I didn't teach. And after NYSC, I had my own business. I was doing freelancing. Then I worked for a furniture company for a little bit. So yeah, so that's that. There were just so many other awkward things, like when they are doing birthday. She has CCTV in all the classrooms. She will tell you parents can't give you money. When they are doing birthday, like there was one time that somebody did birthday in my class. She said they should not drop the gift in class. They should not drop the gift in the class. They should bring it to our office. And I'm like, madam, like, things are not done this way. She was the one that did the cutting of the cake. Is it not the teacher that is supposed to do cutting of the cake? Is it cake that I've never eaten before? Like, she was just mixing her emotions with the whole thing. But anyways, that's a business. I just remember the story like sometime this last week, and I was like, oh, I need to just hear all what happened. How this woman was literally using us. She was sapping out all our strength. And you know the funny thing, I realized that the after school club, the one we teach, um, they pay 40,000 per month. And she did not pay us anything. They pay 40,000 per month, and the one we drew, the one we wait on the roster for, they pay 60,000 per month. Because of course, if you are taking your children to 120,000 ordinary school fees, you are a career person, you probably don't get home on time. Either they were paying 60 or 40 for which of them, that was 100,000, and we did not get paid any dime, any dime, any dime. Tell me wickedness in human form. That is that woman. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of my story. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Please let us reach 20K before the end of this year. And comment down below. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think she did all right? Or have you had any experience with private institutions in Nigeria? How was it? How did they treat you? Because that was a trash experience. In fact, after that time, I started advising people not to teach in Nigeria, but that's just by the way. I know people that they teach in schools, and then the schools, they like the schools, and the schools are favorable to them. That was just like a bad or hell of an experience. But yeah, till I see you in my next video, do not forget to cop the jewelry if you are into anklets, and I will see you in the next video.